Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ball Talk. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that's different to the usual rhetoric on this channel, which is the creation of the European Super League, which was announced yesterday. So, before I get into the video, I just want to say thank you for the love and support on my channel as always. You guys are the best. I appreciate you. And if you could please like this video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share this video as well. So, getting into this European Super League. So this European Super League is a project which has been conducted by 12 clubs across Europe. These 12 clubs are the big six from the Premier League, the English Premier League. So this is Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, and Tottenham Hotspur. Then the big three from Serie A in Italy. So this is AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Juventus. And the big three from La Liga in Spain, which is Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. These 12 clubs have come together to create a new competition. Now, for someone who's not a football fan, this might not sound like a big deal. But the thing is, it's not been ratified by UEFA. It's not been ratified by FIFA. It's basically it's an illegal competition. And the consequences of joining such a competition could be severe for the clubs involved. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet concerning these punishments, but what has been said, even by UEFA themselves, is that any club who takes part or signs up to this European Super League will be banned from their domestic league, domestic cups, anything, domestically. They'll also be banned from European competition. So this includes the UEFA Champions League, the UEFA Europa League, and the UEFA Conference League that's due to start next season. So you can see big punishments, massive punishments. And then for the players as well, any player that takes part in this European Super League will be banned from playing for their country for, indefinitely. And these are big punishments, big words all being thrown around, and there's a lot of big sums of money being thrown around as well. They're saying that 350 million euros will go every year to each participating team. And then they're talking about 3.5 billion euros, which includes like COVID royalties and all of that. Like, there's a lot of money and a lot of big terms and sanctions being thrown around. So I just want to kind of talk about how I feel football got to this position. The positives and the negatives of a European Super League, and then kind of my 2 cents personally on the situation. So, how I feel football got here is that, first of all, football back in the day, years ago, decades ago, the owners of a football club were people who genuinely loved football, but they just happened to be rich. So they felt they would own their local club, it would be local businessmen, or at least, someone from England decided to own a football club, and they would genuinely love football, and as a result, they'd want to win. They want to win trophies. Profit maximization was not the main motivation of these owners. But now, as football got bigger, richer, anywhere that there's money, people who want more money will be attracted. And this is what's happened. So billionaires are people who always want more money. So billionaires from all over the world have been attracted to football, not just England, to football clubs to take over and try and make money. So we've reached a point in today's game where profit maximization is unfortunately the biggest motivation for a lot of the owners and people in charge at the football clubs that we love. And this European Super League is probably the biggest example of that. Because, as I said, positives and negatives, and when I get to that, you see that probably the only positive in all of this is the amount of money that the clubs involved will make, and even just today reading that according to Sky Sports, a board member at one of the big six clubs in England said that their job is to maximize revenues, and that the well-being of the game, or the greater good of the game, is a secondary concern. And you'd want to be shocked, but you'd be surprised to find out that reflects a lot of the views of the people in charge at our football clubs. and it's something I feel like it's this kind of mentality that's pushing towards decisions like this. Even if you look at the amount of games that's being played in the Premier League this season, that's all to do with TV money. They make more money from watching the games and all of that. So a lot of decisions in football today are motivated by money. And I feel like, that's a big result of the change of the type of people that are in ownership of our football clubs. Now, it's easy to blame the football clubs. I mean, they look greedy, they don't look classy at the moment. And I'm not going to disagree with a lot of the things that's been said on social media, but you have to look at UEFA, as an organization. Arsene Wenger, famous Arsenal manager, said in 2009 that a European Super League is something that would eventually happen. And, it comes from UEFA not being strict enough on certain rules, for things such as financial fair play, and this may be the motivation for some clubs, because again, in relation to Arsenal were a club that very much followed financial fair play rules. But then the conundrum with this is that clubs that didn't follow financial fair play rules are also in this European Super League. So it's just the thing where the rich want to get richer and leave the poorer behind. But UEFA have never really been a strong, commanding figure on such issues, and it's easy to see why these 12 clubs feel that they have power. Because right now they do have the power. These are some of the biggest names: Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona. They attract the TV. They attract all of this, stuff that makes football the lucrative business that it is. And I personally feel that they do have the power. And they will feel that they have the power as well, because, even some of the whispers that I've been hearing from, sources and all of that, they're saying that the clubs feel like the Premier League can't actually kick them out, or the UEFA can't actually kick them out. But we'll see with, developments this week on that situation, on that front. Now, the positives of this proposed European Super League, of course, it's not really a positive for me, but for these clubs, they will make a lot of money. And they're saying that 3 more unnamed clubs are going to join as well. They say that 5 clubs can qualify to it each year or something like that. So they'll make a lot of money. If that money is used right, that money can be, that can be given to grassroots, can be used to grow the game. But now we're moving to the negative. The negatives is, do we trust these owners to do that? As one of the owners said, their job is to maximize revenue, not grow the game. Would they even use this revenue to grow the game, to grow the grassroots, to grow the lower leagues? Because I'm concerned for some of the lower clubs in the Premier League, because a lot of their revenue can depend on, the attractiveness of the bigger clubs. So it's generally that's one negative of it as well. And then if you also look at the fans, this is just not taking the fans into any consideration whatsoever. Because one of the the things that makes the Champions League so special is that you don't see these games every week. You don't see Barcelona playing Bayern every week. You don't see Real Madrid playing AC Milan every week. It makes those games special, and as part of these proposed plans, these type of games will be played like every week or something like that. It just takes away the razzle dazzle, the sparkle of these games, the uniqueness of big teams from across the continent playing each other, and again, influenced by money, because these big games make money, and something that a lot of us fans actually haven't looked at is, yes, we're close to the action, so we feel like, oh, this is horrible. But people in other parts of the world, people who are watching in America, people who are watching in China, they aren't gonna care that, they aren't gonna care that, these games are are too big. They shouldn't be happening every week. I'm sure they'll be happy. I'm sure they'll be delighted to see Messi playing against Ronaldo every single week. So again, that comes from profit maximization. You have to look at it from the perspective of the clubs as well. I know we don't always want to look at it, you know, but we have to look at it from the perspective of the clubs as well. Again, you know, the fans are ultimately, in my opinion, the biggest loser in all of this. And in my opinion, you know, the world is a tough place, and I would love for the clubs to consider the fans, you know, consider the smaller clubs, you know, consider the overall well-being of the game, because it just doesn't seem like this is being considered. You know, all this money that's being given to other clubs can be put into so many other places, the grassroots, the women's game, all of that, you know. And it just seems like, you know, to be passing this money, you know, within a select few. Again, something I didn't mention about this league: no promotion, no relegation, so there's no meritocracy, nothing. You know, you just get into this league and you just stay there, you know. But I digress. You know, it's certainly a shocking idea, you know. Whether that's positive or negative, we will come to find out, but it's certainly a shocking proposal, you know, something that has rocked the football world. Again, as a football fan, I am not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. You know, there was a temptation to make a really emotional video, kind of shouting, screaming about what's happening, but you know, I've tried to put it in the most, you know, in the most unbiased way I can, even though I clearly am a football fan, and it doesn't make me happy to see what's happening. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and see you later.